So it's, I gotta get out of here. Left cable. Hello people, so you're not going crazy. This is not footage pre-lockdown. I've actually left the house for the first time in what must be 10 weeks. I just had to get out. We're now at a level in our country, in here in New Zealand, where we have to social distance, and but we're open to travel around the place as long as we know where we've been, who we've seen, contact tracing, all that sort of stuff. It just being cautious, essentially, using, you know, hand sanitizer, washing our hands, wearing a mask if we're going to be in an area where we can't social distance, that sort of thing. So I've decided that despite the fact that it is about to become a very rainy Sunday, I want to go out and do some photography. So we're going to do some car window photography today. I'm going to basically be driving around a bit of the countryside and seeing if I can spot any good opportunities to do some landscapes and things like that. It's very grey, so we don't have much to go for with sky, but sometimes rain can add its own mood to the photography, and I'm really hoping to capture some of that. Waffling now, I'm just rabbiting on. I've got no point to this. I am trying to learn how to drive again, because again, 10 weeks not being in the car, I am a little bit unsure of myself. I've found I'm a few kilometers down the road now, so I'm on the motorway and I'm feeling a little bit more natural, but learning to drive again. The one thing I do need though is my tires feel a bit soft. I'm gonna stop off and get some air. It's been so long since I've driven the car, I've got to put some air, put air in the tires. They're super squishy. We're down about 30, lost about 6 psi. Come on, we're getting there. Yes. Right, so I've come to a little town and there's some boats down in the water and I want to photograph them, but it is also raining quite a bit more than I was hoping it would, so I don't have, and of course the M6 Mark II doesn't have weather sealing, which does not make for great photography in wet conditions. So I'm having to improvise. I'm going to start off with the 16mm. I'm going to go over onto the dock and try to get some photos from the dock down onto the boats with the wider sort of lens first, and we'll see how that goes. But I've got an idea. I've got a plastic bag, but I don't think that's going to work. But I'm thinking if I take my raincoat and I just put it over myself and then put the camera in the sleeve, I might be able to improvise. Is that going to fit? Let's find out. There we go. Because this particular raincoat also has a strap on it, so if I can just it's not going to keep water off the actual lens, so I've got a microfiber cloth for that. Haha, look at that, it's now weather sealed, sort of, harder. I mean, the tricky part is now I've got to reach in and find my camera. It's dark. Look at that, look, it works. I can just have that over the top. I can still see the screen if I hold it up. Snap, snap, snap. I don't know what to do with the rest of the jacket though, that's the problem. I wish this had detachable sleeves, it would be perfect. Anyway, we'll go take some photos and see how they come out. Unfortunately, this camera is also not waterproof, so I can't take it with me. I might be able to use my phone though, so let's see how that works. I'm quite wet. Camera's quite wet. Well, the camera's not. The camera's dry. The sleeve I put it in is quite wet, but it was quite a good exercise. This worked really well. It helps that I've got the lens hood on, but the camera itself, bone dry, perfect. I think though it's time to invest into one of those Peak Design covers. I wasn't going to get one, but really starting to see the benefit of it now. It would be much better than trying to carry a whole jacket around, bundled around a camera. Anyway, I think I've got some good photos there, and we'll see later on, but for now we're going to keep moving north a little bit and see what else I can find in that direction. So I've got a zoom on now. I can put on a, what is this, 35 to 135. So let's see if we can get what we want out of this one. There we go. See if I can didn't mean to be in your way, mate. Sorry. Just taking some photography. So anyway, the guy was a bit impatient and zoomed past the car while I was trying to take a photo. Don't know why. He didn't sort of sit behind me, flash his lights. He just zoomed past. But hopefully we got a good shot out of that. I decided not to hang around since I was in somebody's, well, a business's driveway, and don't want to be in I don't want to be anybody's way. I'm just trying to snap some shots and get out of here. So let's see what we can find down the road. So I've come down the road, and what am I doing? There's a view, at least there's normally a view out this window, and right now it's gone. It's not there. It's just grey because the rain is really coming strong. So this whole trip hasn't quite worked out. But there's one thing with the grey that's out there is that there's a sort of an isolated post. And I'm going to see if I can capture that and make something out of that. I'm not that confident in my ability, but at least I can lean out the window like this and you know, and sort of try. I kind of wish I had more zoom. 135 just doesn't seem to quite get close enough for me. I could get out of the car, of course, and go take a shot, but the whole point of this is to try to see what I could capture just out of my window. A lot of these won't be keepers, but it's not about what I'm trying to do isn't about capturing the best photos. I mean, the goal is to get some good photos, but the real goal of today was to, one, get out of the house, practice some photography, but that's the key, practice. I want to try to see, to challenge myself, to restrict myself to being stuck in the car for the most part, other than those boat shots, which I did get out to take, but challenge myself to stay in the car. All you can hear is windshield wipers, right? Hang on. Sorry, all you've heard this whole time is thoop, 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 thoop. Awesome, Rog. A big part of today was to challenge myself to try to get some good shots without leaving the car, keeping myself restricted, and just see what I could do with the day. Especially a day like today where it's just raining and it's miserable. But what I like about rainy, mucky days is there's a certain emotion, a certain feel of that melancholy gloominess that I kind of like. And I'm trying to capture that emotion a little bit, so we'll see how we go. I just noticed there's a tree across the road, and I'm going to see if I can turn that into something. So I'm just going to down my window a little bit. There we go. Okay, let's see if I can capture it without the road. I mean, I can crop it later, right? Let's see. There's some water on the lens. And on me. Let's see how that looks. Oh dear. the best thing to carry when you're out and about, especially on a rainy day, is quite a fluffy microfiber towel. Not for like polishing, but just for touching the lens, getting it. This sort of thing soaks up water. You can buy like 40 bucks and get a pack of like 20 of these. Keep going, see what else we can find on this. This is the last leg. I'm heading home after this. Review the photos, make some edits, and see what we can create out of it. Yeah, hopefully it's something that you've enjoyed. Ooh. I made one mistake. I did stop for lunch. I did grab McDonald's through the drive-through, completely contactless. It worked really well, but I don't think I needed to go to McDonald's. It was a bit gross.